Alright, so today on Scraphead we are working on a new project. It's a drift trike, so to speak. It's motorized drift trike kind of thing. So something I wanted to do for a while. I got a bike at Goodwill for $10. The metal is crappy on it, but we will clobber it all together. I also am using the old tractor frame, and I'll show you right now me cutting off the front end. That was my tractor to a go-kart video from way back. I never really liked the outcome of the steering on that thing, so we are using it for something else. We're going to go back a little bit in time now to before this was all put together. You're going to see that clip, and then I'll show you me cutting up the bike and getting it in place. So we did all this in the past. Like, nothing's perfectly flat or anything. It needs to be cleaned up. I never really painted it. I might beef this up a little bit underneath with some angle iron or something just to make sure it's really tight. And then I think I'm going to cut it probably in here for now. Because I think the bike will end up attaching somewhere in this area. We may have to do some adjustment, change some things out. And yeah, we're just going to hack this right off and leave it there. Like I said, we're going with small wheels. These ones are those modified ones I made for the tractor. That one's flat, that one's flat. That one's got air. This one's got air, so I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I might just get rid of them at this point. But yeah, so like I said, this did actually work. It's just the steering was kind of janky, in my opinion, see? So, I don't know. It worked. It served its purpose. Oh yeah, and before I forget, I did paint the welder cart. There was most of the crap on it. I still need to do a few things. I wanted to put something back here to support the tank, and I really want something that'll hold my welding rods and like my this kind of stuff. I got all that just in the drawer for now. But yeah, this actually worked out really well, and it works well. It's easy to move around. It's a little wide, but it does exactly what it's supposed to do. I'm pretty happy with it. And I think I cut it out in the video because I just did a really quick video. I didn't have time. But all these bolts that I used are torque to yield head bolts off the Volkswagens. So I had no other purpose for them. So I decided, why not just use them as like studs that you can put on there to hold this. And honestly, the tank is tight. It's not going anywhere. And I just strapped down the welder. It's good to go. So yeah, I mean, if there's more interest in me slowing down that video, or making a longer copy, I could do that. I just chose to do it quick because I just didn't have time to edit the video. I wanted to get something out. So anyway, I think what we're going to do now, just so at least I do something today, I'm going to hack off the front of this. And then once I get a bike, I'm going to start attaching things. We'll put the motor back on. It's either going to be that Predator down there or the Subaru motor down there. Yeah, but I think this will be fun once I get it together. Like I said, this is just screwed on. We're going to have to come up with something better than this. I mean, this was really temporary to begin with, so better seat. Bike on the front, better racing tires on the back, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, so let's hack this thing up, and then I think we're going to call it a day. And for now, take that away until I get some parts. So, this has tons of good metal and everything on it, so I'm not going to get rid of this right away. Even the shaft on here, that would be handy for something. So I will probably take this apart, cut off what I don't need, so I can at least, you know, keep most of it. Like, this is good heavy duty stuff. If you look at how thick this is, I'm not sure, I'd have to look. It's thick metal, so should work for something. So anyway, this is our basis of what we're going to do. I'm pretty sure in the end I'm going to end up cutting off some more here, but I'm not entirely sure where the seat is going to be, so whatever. It's going to be a project. Something cool will come out of it. So I took off the seat. I'm talking to Paul, the guy that was in the Rough Country video, and he did the Cherokee video on here. He told me that I should keep all the branding of the High School Musical bike, and I'm just dying. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll leave it pink in High School Musical. So I'm saving this sweet pink cable because we might use this as for gas or brake or something. So yeah, I mean, all I'm looking to do, it's really all I need to take off, and then I can just cut this. So I'm gonna try to keep the back semi-intact, but I want to keep the front brake on here, even though, you know, it's garbage, but it might work. This thing was $15 at some point. We got a steal, $10. Should have waited for the red tag sale day. Could have gotten it for cheaper. But yeah, so I think I am going to cut here for the time being. Somewhere in here. Maybe I'll cut a little further back. And then I'm going to cut straight across on the bottom, I think. Yeah, let's try that. That way, if I decide I want this piece, I don't know. I don't think we're going to use it at all. We could always re-add a piece on there. So now we are going to gut the High School Musical bike. Thinking it's going to be more like that. So anyway, not very thick stuff. And I'm gonna clean up a little bit of this. I think we're gonna tack this guy in place. I'm gonna put actually a pretty good beat on it because I don't want to cut it off. But I'm waiting on the wheels. We gotta see how everything lines up once the wheels get here. But I am interested if this will work. So let's get this guy out of the way for now. There's lots of things we could steal off of this. Okay, so this is all kind of approximate at the moment. So I have a feeling either the seat's gonna have to go forward or this is gonna have to come back a little bit. I could do either. What I'm gonna do, at least as a beginning fix for this, is I'm gonna cut this. Again, I'm going to leave a little notch. Let's see if we can make this better for you. So this is not too bad. The angle needs to be a little bit steeper. And I want like a little notch. So when it sits here, I'm hoping you can see all this. When it sits on here, it'll be actually like somewhere in that area, but I want this angled up a little bit more. So I'm going to take that off real quick here. And then we're going to temporarily attach it. I know I'm going to have to beef up everything underneath here to attach it a little bit better. Maybe even add a supporter along the top. I don't know. It's all stuff for in the future because I need the rear wheels. I need to put it down on the ground. I need to check it out. See if I like the angle. See if I like the size. And then I also need foot pegs of some sort out here. So there's a lot of what ifs right now. So this is just the beginning. I may have to cut this off and redo it. But let's see how it goes. That's how I'm looking at it. It's just more welding practice if I have to cut it off and redo it again. So. Yeah, we're going to go with this for now. It's actually a good spot to line this up straight on as well. Let me throw a tack on this where I think it should be. I could throw a bolt through there. That would give me a good place to start. There's a hole directly in the center here. Don't know what it's for, but it lines up pretty well with where I want to put this, so I'm going to use that at least to hold it upwards. Change the angle. So, now we need to get this, generally speaking, straight. Which should be fun. This thing is going to be long, very long. I'm going to put pegs out here somewhere, which means these I think I'm going to cut on an angle, but I'm going to have to beef up all the support here. I'm going to put the pegs out on the front then. I think this is a good place to start. I just need to, like I said, line this up as best as I can. Metal. See how like I said, I'm learning. It's so thin up here, so I had to like fill it in first and then weld it down. And I mean, it works, but I'm sure there's a better way to do this. So this is something I gotta figure out. But like here, this melted all out completely, so I just started filling it in. And then I was gonna run some heat across it and go down. Like I said, I'm no expert at welding, and I'm really doing this stuff just so I can learn. When I'm melding like the cart here together, that was easier because the metals were pretty close in thickness. So this is something I gotta figure out. I'm gonna do my research and figure out what's going on. And I think what I'm gonna have to do very shortly after this is I gotta cut this something like pretty much straight across here probably, because your legs are gonna hit on this, and I wasn't sure how much I would need here, so this is all guesstimate as we go. So we're gonna cut that there on both sides. Then I'm gonna have to probably put some, I have some angle iron from like old beds. We'll probably put that in on the bottom side to strengthen it, maybe one piece across. And we may want to take something like from in this area, if we could get something to weld, maybe a bar that comes down. I don't know. See, I'm still like, I'm hesitant to go too far back. Maybe I'll cut it like here, do a bar from here to here, and the same on the other side. So that way you have some strength, because this thing is, it's not very strong in itself, and I don't want it to break here. And in its current standing, I think it's going to break. So I am going to fill this in a little bit, tack it up, but we're going to call this the end. And I will see you in the next episode. If you have any comments on how I can fix some of this stuff, I can do anything would be helpful. Like I said, I'm learning. I want to get good at all this. I know I'm using cheap welder and everything, but as I go, I'm going to get, if I like this, this all works out well, I'm going to upgrade to better equipment. But this thing does what I need it to do, so I can't complain. For the price, I'm happy. So I think that's it for this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe, and yeah, help me out.